Hello, hello. So today we are going to be ranking Stephen King books. Now this isn't every Stephen King book, it's not even every Stephen King book I've read. This is just everything that's on my shelves. So I pulled them all down. My second shelf is looking pretty bare now because Stephen King genuinely takes up about half of it. And let's go. First up, they're kind of random. Most of them are the nice big tall hardcovers. The first one we have here is The Dark Half. The Dark Half is actually one of my favorites. So it's actually a bad one to start with because the next one is Full Dark No Stars, which goes after it. So this one's just gonna get to keep climbing as I go through ones that I don't like as much. After that, we've got Duma Key, and honestly, Full Dark No Stars, that has the rap one, and Duma Key was pretty forgettable. So I'm gonna put Duma Key after Full Dark No Stars. So this one's a little bit weird. This is Carrie Salem's Lot and The Shining. So it does technically have 3 in here. Out of these 3, though, the only one that is really my favorite that I like a lot is Salem's Lot. And do I like Salem's Lot more than I like The Dark Half? That's a question. I'm gonna say no. I think I like The Dark Half more. I really like The Dark Half, guys. All right, Hearts in Suspension. This hardly counts as a Stephen King book. So what's going on the bottom? Oh my god, this is gonna get heavy. I can tell it's gonna get heavy. Let's actually pull this over, so this is gonna be another stack over here. All right, Holly is next. Holly was fine. I think honestly, I'm gonna slot it in between Duma Key and Full Dark No Stars. And then we have the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. I'm gonna put these all together. I think I like it more than Holly, but it's been a while and I have genuinely only ever read these books once. So I'm gonna move you that way. I'm gonna put you right here. Here we go. Beautiful. So there's that. And I'm gonna count Mr. Mercedes for the entire trilogy. Then we've got Black House. I really like Black House, actually. So I'm wondering, I think it's better than Mr. Mercedes. I don't know if I like it more than Full Dark No Stars. No. I think the only reason I was thinking about that so long is I didn't want to lift all these books again. This is already terrible. Oh my god, I have so many more to go. So we got there. After that we got Desperation. Right down there at the bottom. Right down there at the bottom. Nope, not a fan of Desperation. Everything's Eventual, however, is one of my favorite. I'm gonna put these up, I think, otherwise this is gonna get messy. Short story collections. So I'm putting that above Full Dark No Stars. The Institute I've only read once. I do remember liking it, and today I did also watch Firestarter. So I think I'm putting it above Mr. Mercedes. So that's what we're gonna do here. Okay. These are more of those. If It Bleeds. I liked Life of Chuck, I think. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put it after Holly, but above Duma Key. Revival actually just reread and I really enjoyed it. Do I like it more than The Institute? This is hard because I haven't read The Institute in a while. I've only read The Institute once. I did just genuinely just read this within the past month. Reread. I don't know if I like it more than Black House even. Honestly, I'm gonna say this is better than Full Dark No Stars. I really, really liked Revival. Dolores Claiborne is a masterclass, but it's not really one of my favorites. No, I'm gonna say Salem's Lot is kind of holding the line for like the best of the best. I think maybe if I had Rose Matter in hardcover, that might crack it, but I don't. The Outsider, I think I like it more than Holly, but not as much as Mr. Mercedes. See, all my Holly stuff is kind of in one group, but that's because I'm fine with Holly, but like, she's not my favorite. Dr. Sleep. I've only read Dr. Sleep once as well. And I want to say, I don't remember it very much. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely better than Duma Key, though. I didn't hate Duma Key. It was fine. It just didn't really resonate with me at all in any way. Bazaar of Bad Dreams is fine, man. Honestly, this one might go underneath Duma Key. If this falls on me, I might die. Whose idea was it for me to collect Stephen King in hardcover? Whose idea was it for me to for this be the only way I collect Stephen King? Under the Dome is one of my favorites. Do I like it more than Salem's Lot, though? That's my question. I don't think I do. Salem's Lot is classic, but I do like it more than Dolores Claiborne. I recognize that, objectively speaking, Dolores Claiborne is definitely better, but I like Under the Dome more. All right, I am going to move these a little, so you're not gonna be able to see them anymore because this is getting actually kind of treacherous, and I have one more giant stack, and I'm a little bit worried about the sanctity of my chair. So I'm gonna put them on the ground here. I'm gonna put them like this so that I can easily manipulate them, and then I will show you the full ranking at the end. I was going to do so anyway, but I'm going to do so. I'm just letting you know that as I'm fucking this up. This also might help with the fact that I feel like some of these books I didn't rank right because I just didn't want to lift things, which is not the best, but I know it did happen. All right, now I've got this guy right here. So next we have The Green Mile, and here's the thing, I have all of them, I just picked the first one. I haven't read The Green Mile in a hot second. I know it was kind of like the Dolores Claiborne, I know it's objectively good, but I think, I'm gonna get you out of here. I don't care for you. I think I'm gonna put it after Revival, which is Sacrilege. That's okay, 11/22/63 is great. I think I like Under the Dome more though, which again, Sacrilege, I'm aware. The Long Walk, it's going right at the top here. Elevation can go under the Bazaar of Bad Dreams. It was fine. It's kind of like Duma Key, honestly. Dreamcatcher I really like, but I am aware that it is not as good as, honestly, even The Green Mile. Like, it's my favorite, but it's one, like, Under the Dome is a favorite I can look past stuff with. Dreamcatcher is not. The Stand is gonna go above the Dark Half. These are all the good ones here. The Bachman books. So this has The Long Walk in it, and just because of that, I'm putting that in front of The Long Walk. Because it's also got Rage and, like, Robrick and stuff. Night Shift is my favorite short story collection. And I don't like it as much as Dolores Claiborne, so it's going just right in front of Everything is Eventual. Christine, I'm also going to put above Everything's Eventual. I don't think it's as good as Night Shift, though. It's got to go up at the top. I think I like it more than The Stand. I'm going to put underneath The Long Walk. Wolves of the Kala, this can be my stand-in for the Dark Tower, because I've read the entire Dark Tower, obviously, but this is the only one I have in hardcover. So I'm going to put the Dark Tower series above the Dark Half, underneath The Stand. And then Nightmares and Dreamscapes, so we got another short story collection. I'm going to put it, this one has some fun ones in it. I think I'm going to put it right above the Institute. So this is my ranking here. I'm going to go worst to best. Again, this is not all Stephen King books. This is not even all of them that I've read. I actually genuinely only have about 6 left, but this is what I have on my shelves. So my least favorite Stephen King book out of all these is Desperation, because I do hate Desperation. I reread it recently. Okay, I give it 3 stars. I reread it last year, and I was like, oh, this is actually terrible. In addition to that, another one that I did not like as much is Hearts in Suspension, which, like I said, kind of hardly counts as a Stephen King book. I mean, it's not all Stephen King, and it's more of a memoir situation. So that one, above that we've got Elevation, which was fine. Again, kind of like a lot of these ones at the bottom, basically up until we hit Dr. Sleep, which I honestly don't really remember all that much. A lot of these ones at the bottom are almost like they're fine. Another one that's just fine is The Bazaar of Bad Dreams, and then Duma Key. And then we get into ones that I do enjoy more. Dr. Sleep, is next, just because, again, I don't really remember it at all. I have not read it since high school, and I only read it once. So there's that. Next we have all of the Holly stuff. It's on the lower half because I'm not as big of a fan of Holly as I think Stephen King is, but it is fine. Like, I don't hate it. So my least favorite of the Holly stuff is If It Bleeds. And then you have Holly itself, The Outsider, and then the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, which I do have all of them here. Come on. Mr. Mercedes trilogy. Which I would like to reread, actually, because I do remember enjoying these. Then we've got another book I would genuinely love to reread because I don't remember it very much, and that's The Institute. I read it when it came out. Did I read it after it came out? Okay, I read it the year after it came out. I read it in 2020. Haven't read it since. And then we've got Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which I enjoy, but they're better short story collections. Then Black House, which I think I really, really like, mostly due to its connections with the Dark Tower. I would love to reread it. Full Dark No Stars, which has some really solid stories in there, but this is really very clearly 2000s King, 2010s King. So I don't like it as much as the older stuff. Then we got a book that I really enjoy, but I recognize is not very good, and that's Dreamcatcher. I do like Dreamcatcher, so it kind of falls in the middle of the road here, because the stuff above Dreamcatcher tends to be either stuff that I'm like, this is genuinely just objectively a great novel, or stuff that I really, really like. So in terms of genuinely objectively great novel, that's The Green Mile. I've only read The Green Mile once. I need to read it again. Alright, then we've got Revival, which I reread last month, and I think honestly if I hadn't reread this last month, it would probably be farther down with like Doom and Key, but it's good. Even though this is, again, clearly very 2010s King. And then we've got Everything's Eventual, which is one of my favorite short story collections. This was my first short story collection by King. It's a fun one. Then we've got Christine and Night Shift, which is my favorite short story collection by King. And then Dolores Claiborne and 11/22/63. And now these ones are ones that I consider my favorites. And so we've got Under the Dome. I love Under the Dome. Fight me. I even like the ending. Shut up. The three novels, which really just got its spot from the fact that Salem's Lot is in here. Of course I've read Carrie and the Shining. Of course I enjoy Carrie and the Shining. Salem's Lot is by far the best novel of the three. The Dark Half. The Dark Tower series. Again, that's just a stand-in. The Stand. This goes here? Yeah. It. The Long Walk. And at the top here, the Bachman books. Really, because it's The Long Walk plus the other three. Long Walk, but yeah, Rage in there for a little bit of fun. So yeah, that is my ranking of the my top Stephen King books. So basically my top three are The Long Walk, It, and The Stand, because I'm nothing if not extremely basic. But I do have, I mean, Needful Things. I don't have a hardcover of Needful Things, or if I do, it's in the book wall. So I couldn't rank that one. I love Needful Things, stuff like that. Also, you know, the rest of the Dark Tower series. So that is my ranking of Stephen King that I have on my shelves. This is everything. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.